Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Awaken the World. We are live right now. It is the 22nd of April. Already, April's flying right by in the year 2021. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you're on this continent, and on this planet, it's always choice. Choice, choice, choice. So, what are we doing here again? Well, we're going to talk again about choice, and we did a video on choice some time ago, I guess. It all seems to blend together these days. It really, really does. As always, let me express my love for each and every one of you. You know, no matter where you are in your state of being right now, it is exactly where you need to accept yourself at. To fully face yourself and then begin to spend some time in introspection and go deeper. Find out what it is that's queering your point of view, if you will. So a lot of that same sort of thing comes into what we're going to be talking about this evening, and that's about choice. So, you know, the spring is here. It's a windy evening. We're finally switching into some rain, and hopefully we'll see it. You can hear those deep Gregorian chimes and the water in the background on the deck, and it's just a magical state of being. And given that magical state of being, we're going to talk about some magical parts of ourselves, or perceived parts of ourselves. So, you know, really, we can sum everything in every, it doesn't matter who the guru is, it doesn't matter who the teacher is, it doesn't matter what the religion is. If we take it all down to its core stuff, it really comes down to this. You can do it without even saying a thing. And that is basically, you know, well, after a certain point. So if you want to be, all you have to do that's it. That's you've just solved everything in that little picture. Okay, so, you know, if you want to be happy, if you want to experience true joy, if you want to experience true connection, if you want to experience the highest of yourself that you are, not something that you will be, or something that you have to figure out, or something you have to train for, like some cartoon character in a bad kung fu movie. It's none of that. If you want to experience this, you need to understand that you have these, I'll get over here in the picture, you have these two parts of you within that one part of you that you think you are. And on this side, you would have all those things that you would think about negatively, including things like fear and guilt. And on this side, you would have all those things that you think about and act out of what you consider positive. You know, happiness, compassion, caring, enjoying beauty. Well, believe it or not, you got to get these two to kiss and make up. And then, when your consciousness reaches the right point, you'll understand that this has all been a figment of you. A figment. This is all there is. And that's it. That's the secret to all of life. Video is over. Have a good night. We'll see you again. No, we're not done yet. We're talking about choice, and we're going to talk a lot about how this guy, why can't I get this guy in the frame? I keep forgetting everything's reversed on the camera. So, you know, the one thing I notice about this guy is it doesn't take him but a drop of light for him to start boogieing. And that's the timer for the beautiful sourdough bread that Kelly's going to put in the oven. Right, hon? Right. Okay, good. Yeah, because that's good bread. So, in here lies fear and guilt. Now, fear and guilt is that part of what we would say our dark side of us, if you will. And what it's really wrapped in and is about the way we choose to perceive the world around us. So, notice the word choose to perceive. So if your choices in life are based out of this guy, based out of that fear and guilt, and all the things that manifest out of fear and guilt. So for example, one of the cloaks of fear, if you will, is anger. So if you make a choice out of anger, you're actually making a choice out of fear. A choice made out of a sense of desperation is a choice made out of fear. A choice made on the concept that someone may not agree with your choice. Oh, and by the way, do not look this little dude in the eyes for more than a few seconds at the time. He'll mesmerize you. The other day I started doing it. I woke up on the other side of Vernon, lying in a ditch in the middle of the night. It was the strangest thing ever. So just, you know, don't look at him all the time. The point is this. So many of our choices in life are based on this little dude here. Based out of fear and guilt. Fear that we're somehow going to make a wrong choice. Fear that I'm just going to put him down so he doesn't mesmerize anybody. You know, and we'll keep him away from the flower so the flower can stay smiley too. We make these choices out of fear. Fear we're going to make the wrong choice. Fear we're going to upset somebody else. Fear it's not going to work out the way we project it should. As if we were such great prognosticators of the future anyways. So we spend all this time making these sort of choices, and the biggest choice that we tend to make out of this one is to stand still, unlike him. That is the choice we make out of fear, most often. We choose to do nothing. We choose to simply sit where we are. Now, what's the difference between a choice made out of fear and a choice made out of a state of equanimity with yourself, where these two sides of yourself have made up, kissy kissy? You know, I can't do too much of that. I don't have an X-rated license for my videos, and I don't know if it's consensual or not, to be honest with you. And yeah, okay, put him down. So, you know, this part of ourselves is the true nature of our being. And we have an egoic extension of this part of ourselves too. That's the part of ourselves that a lot of times tries to hold guilt. You know, because these two can share in some of those things. They're both two separate energies of our being. So whenever we allow guilt, you know, the idea that a choice we made in the past didn't work out or wasn't the right choice or cost someone money or cost someone some sort of harm, why or how do we correct that, or do we need to correct it at all? And the answer is you just got to go back to this guy again. Because life and the Creator and this creative consciousness that is all things, that which we would call love, as the source of everything, is fully and automatically self-correcting. You need to become free with yourself. You need to accept that there is no influence on your choice. There is none. Except what you manufacture in your own mind. That is the only place that influence can come into play. And you need to ask yourself, am I defaulting to choices made out of fear or guilt or misunderstanding, misperceiving my existence? The good news is if you make a choice out of fear, you will receive the results of that. Now that sounds a little bit harsh. You know, basically Garen says if I make a choice out of fear, that I'm pretty sure that fear is going to hit me in some way. And you know what? It will. To the degree to which it does hit you is the degree to which you are honestly afraid of that choice. And why does the universe do that? Because you asked for it. Creation loves you. God, the creator, that creative consciousness, loves you because you are it. You are an expression of it. And you are here to realize the power of your choice. And you only see the choices that your perception allows you. And you may say, okay, Garen, so how do I see a bigger picture when I'm only seeing a little picture? You know, the answer is kind of obvious, right? Open your eyes. I can say that because we're now standing face to face and you can't slap me on the head. But really, what it's about is opening yourself. Being willing to accept that fear is not real. That fear is a mental construct. And you can say, yeah, well, I've seen my fears come true. Sure, absolutely, we all have. If you're here watching this video, somehow you lived through that fear. Somehow it wasn't so bad. Somehow you became less afraid in living through the fear. Do not judge your fears and guilt as being a bad part of yourself. This is not a bad thing, and this is not a good thing. They are both just things. We get way too tied up in that. Too much tied up in judging ourselves. And that judgment can become a never-ending cycle that we call blame. It's somehow your fault that you are where you are. That is a crock. You are responsible for where you are. That is the truth. That is also an expression of your divine power of choice. Now, you may be in a situation where you don't perceive a choice because you perceive you're going to lose too much in your choice. And this is where things really begin to break down with people. And we spend a lot of time angry at others because we perceive that if we make the choice we want, we're going to lose an aspect of them because of what they want, but we don't want that. And does that not sound just a little bit insane? Because it truly, truly is. In every moment, all of this is about you making a choice in a vacuum. I know that sounds hard to believe, but life sets you up in the situations and experiences you need to make your choice in a vacuum. You live in a relative universe. Time after time, the same story's been told in every different religion. You're given the circumstances, you're given the experiences, and you're given the choice. Now, in this case, we know that neither choice is a bad choice. It's just a choice. And we often get so stuck between the two of these that we forget that it is just a choice, and that no matter what the experience, the universe, creation, God, that creative consciousness is only looking down upon the one flower that you are and saying, what do you choose? Who do you choose to be? And you don't have the ability to say, well, I'm choosing this because of that. Because there is no that. You are witnessing a mirror of your own essence. Remember that in your choices. No matter what you may perceive, no matter what the world may be telling you, no matter what the common sense thing may appear to be, if your heart and your being is screaming for freedom, you'd be better to live one day free. I've said this many times. I would easily trade everything if it meant losing my freedom to experience freedom, if it meant I would be homeless. You always have that freedom. No matter how the circumstances in your life look, all of creation really doesn't give a damn about that. It loves you. It's all looking right here at you right now and saying, my beautiful, wonderful child, what do you choose? Because the moment you choose it, it's already there for you. But you need to really choose it. It's called commitment. The willingness to commit to our own choices. We can't fool creation. The universe knows when we're hedging our own bets. Now, that doesn't mean you quit your job tomorrow because you want to choose something else. But it does mean that when you're willing to make a choice, you make that choice authentically in your full power, with none of the fear and none of the guilt. And you'll know when the choice is in alignment with who and what you are, because you will feel like this. No, not stuck captive in Garen's hand, but happy, joyful, smiling, sunshine. This whole game we're playing, this whole stage we're playing on, all the roles, all the actors, all the apparent actresses, all of this as manifest of that divine consciousness is just to see what each aspect of itself is willing to choose based on that growing perception. The more you open yourself to the truth of who you are, the more you're willing to open yourself to the truth that you have infinite choice and infinite power to make that choice, which doesn't mean on the level of your consciousness or anyone else's that choice necessarily seems to be a great thing. The journey you're on is much longer than this apparent singular consciousness of today. The journey you're on began at the dawn of creation. And you were even there before that. And this journey will never end. It will be there long after the end of all of this. You are simply part of that experience. Let go of that ownership. Allow the artist to flow through you. Allow the experiences, the people, the situations, the chance encounters to flow through you. And allow yourself to choose from your highest place of power. Choices based out of love. Choices based out of your own intrinsic strength. Choices based on your right to feel safe and secure and be free. That's it. That's all tonight. Namaste. I mean it this time. I'm going to be getting off the video. Much love to you all. You know, these guys say, you know, thank you very much. You know, they're great. And of course, the flower as well. And I hope you have a beautiful Thursday night. We'll catch up again very soon. Oh, I think I just knocked the angel over. I'm doomed.